Rotorua tonight on City News. Police are seeking the assistance of the public for sightings of 51-year-old Michelle Hoffman-Tam. Rotorua MP Todd McLeay is defending his gang patches bill, saying he believes his bill will become law. And a new sports fraternity, the Bay of Plenty Ferns Club, was launched in Rotorua on Friday. Police are seeking the assistance of the public for sightings of 51-year-old Michelle Hoffman-Tam. Michelle is also known as Mish. Local police have confirmed Michelle left her home address in Rotorua on her bicycle in the late afternoon of last Wednesday, the 7th of November. Her bike is described as a lady's mountain-type bike coloured red. It's believed she was not wearing a helmet when she left. There are reports of seeing her in the vicinity of the West End shops on Old Taupo Road around 6 p.m. on Wednesday evening. Michelle is described as a female Caucasian, approximately 5 foot tall, of medium build, and she currently has short dark hair. Family and friends are concerned as it's unusual for Michelle, who has not contacted them, and police are appealing to the public for information about the whereabouts of Michelle or her bike. Anyone with information relevant to the investigation is asked to contact the Rotorua Police. And Rotorua MP Todd McLeay is defending his gang patches bill, saying he believes his bill will become law. A Law Society spokesman told the Select Committee hearing submissions on the bill that they thought the bill was too broad. Mr McLeay disagrees and says the Law Society need to take another look at his proposed legislation. He says his office worked hard on the bill.
Yeah, I don't believe it's too broad at all. Look, it's important we're having the debate and the discussion, but the Law Society really need to have a closer look at the legislation, compare it to the Wanganui bill, and then come to a clear understanding that whilst we should always put at the forefront of our consideration civil rights and the rights of others, in this case, gangs do nothing but cause harm in our communities. So I've said from the very beginning of this discussion around my bill to ban the wearing of gang insignia in schools where children should be taught, in hospitals where doctors and nurses should only be worried about making people better, from all of our government agencies to our local council where gang members go in not to pay their rates but to complain and argue and bang the table because somebody's given them a ticket because their dog is not wearing a collar or is not registered, that I want to put the rights and responsibilities of law-abiding citizens and victims before those of people who poison our children with drugs, who murder, who rape, who cause misery throughout society in New Zealand.
Waiariki Institute of Technology has held their inaugural Industry Projects Expo. Industry representatives, students and staff shared ideas on how Waiariki can better fulfil the needs of employers and their students. Waiariki CEO Professor Margaret Noble says a big part of Waiariki's focus is making sure students have qualifications wanted and needed by the industry.
I'm sure you know that as a major provider of tertiary education that Waiariki is committed to working with employers, with industry, and you're a really important part of what we do. And Waiariki has got a real mission to make sure that our students are highly employable when they graduate and that they're able to be work ready. And so part of this work today is to do with that.
Part of the Projects Expo was the introduction of the new Industry Placements Coordinator, Nadine McLeay. Mrs McLeay says her job is to liaise with industry and employers and to promote student research and projects.
Yes, it's part of an initiative by Waiariki to try and get closer with industry, to try and bring the students to the industry and the industry's needs more closely into Waiariki. So what we'd like to do is to do everything we can to have our students coming out of Waiariki with real hands-on experience in industry and really employable.
And in sport tonight, a new sports fraternity, the Bay of Plenty Ferns Club, was launched in Rotorua on Friday. Supporters, sportsmen and women and local dignitaries were at the launch to support the club. Coordinator Alan Trotter says the Bay of Plenty Ferns Club is not a foundation, but more an acknowledgement of those who have achieved, as well as recognition of the next generation which may need a little help. Mr Trotter says other regions in New Zealand have similar clubs, and it's about time we do too.
At the same time, is the face of sport, potentially the face of sport for the Bay of Plenty, which has never existed till now. In Auckland they've had the Carbone Club for over 100 years. In Wellington they've had the Flagstaff Club and the Carillion Club. Overseas, all around the world, there are these sports fraternities, but the Bay of Plenty quite remarkably has been such a huge producer of sporting talent across numerous codes, but we never ever promote it. In the last Olympic Games, for instance, the New Zealand Herald saw fit to tell everybody that Auckland Grammar had 7 at the Olympic Games. Well, hello, Tauranga had.
We've done all right. We're in for fine weather. Oh, rain, sorry. That's wishful thinking. Where did that come from? Okay. And to the weather now, Rotorua. Tonight, more rain, southeasterly winds, an overnight low of 6. Tomorrow for Wednesday, a few showers, westerlies, a high of 16 and a low of 6. Sorry, no, go back. To the weather now, Rotorua. Tonight we're in for rain, southeasterly winds, an overnight low of 6. Tomorrow for Wednesday, a few showers, westerlies, a high of 16 and a low of 6. The outlook forward to Thursday, rain easing to showers in the evening, westerly winds, a high of 16 and a low of 7. And to the marine forecast for Lake Rotorua for Wednesday, southwesterlies 10 knots, rising to westerlies 15 knots in the morning and 20 knots for a time in the afternoon. Waves rising to half a metre for a time in the afternoon. Fair visibility and a few showers. And don't forget, for program listings and to upload your videos, check out our website. That's tvrotorua.co.nz. And still to come tonight in City News, I visit QE Health and talk with General Manager Peter Sharplin. Alan Solomon checks out our junior cricket at Smallbone Park. And we catch up with Rotorua MP Todd McClay.